What's up everyone, welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to break down how quick trading works and how you can start trading today. Pretty much I'm just going to go over the fundamentals of quick trading and how it works, and then you can obviously watch any of the other videos to get well thought through breakdowns of strategies and many other lessons. But let's get into it. So firstly, what I'd like to do is explain the concept of quick trading compared to normal trading. So quick trading is very simple. It's like normal trading where perhaps you want to take a buy at this point here. If you take a buy, you think it's going to go up in normal trading. Whereas in normal trading, if you want to take a sell, you think the price is going to go down. And how it works is you can hold that buy position for as long as you want, pretty much, right? So think of this as time. Think of this as the profits and how they increase. So pretty much the higher and higher the price goes, the more and more money you make, as long as it is obviously a buy that you took over here. Don't know why it's not changing the color. As long as it's a buy that you took over here. Whereas if you obviously took a sell over here and we're expecting the price to go down in normal trading, obviously time is over here. The longer and longer and longer you hold the trade, obviously the more and more and more you're trying to predict that it's going to go down, because the lower and lower and lower and lower it goes, the higher and higher your profits get. And then obviously if it goes into the opposite direction, you're going to lose money, and then the opposite for a buy. However, with quick trading, it's slightly different, because as you can see here, we are actually trading 5-second candles with 5-second trades. So look at this, for example. Here we have the 5-second candles over here, and we also have 5-second trades, right? And it's a little bit different. So when you want to take a buy, so let's make this green. When you want to take a buy, why is it not changing? There we go. When you want to take a buy in quick trading, you're predicting where it's going to go in the next 5 seconds. And pretty much you want it to go up, right? If you want to take a buy at this point here. But what you need to realize is that with quick trading, the time is limited, right? So the moment you actually take a trade, the countdown is going to start. So it will count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then when it hits 0, the trade actually ends. So the trade ends, and as long as the candle or the price level, right, this horizontal line, this like bluish grayish horizontal line, closes above where you entered, no matter where it is, it could be all the way there, it could be all the way at the top, it could be like just above, you will receive a 92% payout. Right, you will receive the 92% payout. So you see here, if you take a $100 trade, you're going to get 92% of that as a form of a payout, which will be 192, because obviously it would be the 100 plus the 92 that you make on top of it. As the opposite for a sell. So for a sell, you are predicting that the price, so let's say you entered here, right? You're predicting that the price is going to go down in the next 5 seconds, right? You place a $100 trade. So let's say you place a $100 trade here. It's going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When it hits 0, right? When it hits 0, the trade ends. And because you're trying to predict that it's going to go down, it doesn't matter if the trade ends here, if the trade ends here, if it ends just there, you will make money, and you will make obviously the 100 plus the 92% payouts. So you would make 192, as it explains over here. So that's pretty much the basics. Now let's get to how the trades look when you take a trade, right? So when you take a trade, we're going to take a trade. At the start of this candle, you'll see as soon as you place a trade, a 5-second countdown starts. As soon as the trade ends, right? You see there, you lose money. So let's say I wanted to predict, maybe I shouldn't be doing such a large amount, but I do have to recover this amount now. So here, we take a buy for 5 seconds, and you see that, once again, it obviously lost there after the 5 seconds. What you can do is then you can obviously play around and adjust with the size of your trades as well. So let's say I wanted to take a 5-second sell here, thinking that it was going to go down. What happens? We lost again. So now this is what I'm doing right now is actually what you should never do, which is martingale, which is actually increasing your trade sizes to predict where the market's going to go next, right? Obviously trying to capitalize on these streaks. There, though, we end up winning the trade. Never, ever, ever do what I just did there. So that is called martingale, where you like place a trade and then you pretty much keep doubling it. So obviously I got it there, but with the knowledge that I have, because I have an 80% win rate, obviously I would have won around either 4 or 8. But also because it's an 80% win rate, there's still the probability it can go to these high numbers, but I'd never suggest that you use that martingale. What I was doing there was stupid. I actually thought I was on a $1 trade, and this video was about to be a disaster. So that is also like another problem that traders have, is their emotions, right? So they will take a trade and then they'll obviously lose it, right? They'll lose their money, and then they might start to get emotional and try to obviously increase that size, like I did there. I was trying to revenge trade and get the money back, and then obviously that creates a spiral, and then obviously the trades increase 1, 2, 4, 8, and etc. And this is how guys lose their money, and that's exactly what you don't want to be doing. You want to make sure that you're trading a constant amount, but obviously there you could see how I took those trades. Obviously, let me do it with $1 now. As you can see, the 5-second countdown starts over here. And as soon as the 5 seconds ends, obviously I was trying to predict with a buy, right? Because I'm taking a buy, I'm predicting it's going to go up. Obviously after the 5 seconds, it closed like around here, which is below my entry point. As soon as the 5-second ended, I lost money. But let's see over here, we can take another 5-second trade. You see that countdown over there? As soon as that ends, we make the money. And that's essentially how these entries work. We'll do one more example. Let's say I think the price is going to go downwards. After 5 seconds, you see the trade closes. But maybe I want to like predict it's going to go up. As soon as the 5-second closes, the trade closes, right? And you get your payout. So obviously there, I'm trying to predict that it's going to go upwards. But after the 5 seconds, it ended up closing below. So I lost money. But it doesn't matter if it closed there, if it closed here. I pretty much lose the 400, right? And if I predicted it was going to go above, it doesn't matter if it closed there or if it closed there, I would win the 92 or the 0.92 in fact, because now we're doing $1 and it would be 1.92. So that is the fundamentals and the basics of quick trading. Let's go over the basics of candlesticks and how you can read them, and then the basics of trends, right? So let's do the basics of a normal green candlestick and a normal red candlestick. So a normal green candlestick over here would look something like this, right? Would look something like this, and then like this, as you see. And then let's do the green one first, and then let's do the red one as well. And then we can obviously differentiate between the two. Okay, so now that we've got these candlesticks down, let's break them down. So pretty much how it works is there's 2 elements to a candlestick. The first element is the wicks. So the wicks are these horizontal lines, like either at the bottom or the top of this main block, okay, on both of these candlesticks. These just tell you where the price has been. So like if I drag it across, you will actually see that when this like moves downwards and moves upwards, right, you'll see it moves upwards there and actually leaves that horizontal line. It just shows the vertical line. It actually just shows where price once was. So you see there how it moves downwards. You'll see how it now moves up and leaves that trace. It's pretty much just a trace of the market. So there you can see how when it moves back upwards, it leaves that line. That's the wick. That just shows where the price once was. However, the main body, this main part over here, is called the body, right? This is the actual movement of the candles. So on the right here, on the right bar, you'll see this is the price. And this on the left, on the bottom here, is time, right? This is all time. Going along here, this is all price. If it's a green candle, it increases in price. So the price is going up. If it's a red candle, it's a decrease in price and the candle's going down, right? And that's obviously how you can see the different elements in this. Also remember, if a candlestick is going upwards, it has to open lower than where it closes. So you see, this would be the open of the green candlestick. This would be the close of the green candlestick. I would have done something like this. It would have moved downwards like this, moved back up, leaving this trace. It would have continued upwards like this, right? And it would have moved here, then moved back down to this point here and leaving this trace as well, right? This candlestick would just be the opposite. It would do that. It would move all the way up to the top here and then back down like this, right? And then it obviously leaves that trace, right? And then obviously, because it's a red candlestick and a green candlestick, they obviously open and close at different places, as I explained. If it's a green candlestick, it has to open at the bottom here in order to go up and close here. If it's a red candlestick, it has to open here to go down and then to close here. So now let's just quickly differentiate between the three types of markets. It's very simple. There's an uptrend, there's a downtrend, and there's a consolidation, right, where it goes up and it goes down. It's pretty simple how an uptrend works. An uptrend will do things like this, right? And I'll explain that just now. And a downtrend will do things like this. And then a consolidation will obviously move like this. An uptrend forms highs and lows, right? But it also forms higher highs. So if this is a high, right, this will be a higher high here. And then if this is a low and the low is going higher, it will form a higher low. Obviously, with the consolidation region, it stays in between these levels and it just moves sideways. It doesn't go anywhere. With a downtrend, it obviously has a low and a high. But then if the low is going even lower, it forms a lower low. If the high is going lower, it's forming a lower high. And then it's obviously repeating that. Now you can also differentiate the changes in trends, right? So if it does something like this and goes downwards and then switches into this, you can actually now predict the different moves. Because in a downtrend, if it's going into a low and then a high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But then what happens is it now forms a higher high. Remember, when it's a lower high and a lower low and then a lower low is formed, if it changes into a higher high, right, because now this is obviously indicating the start of an uptrend, we can actually change and now predict that the price is going to go up or the price is going to go down. So let me show you a couple examples here real quick. So for example here, right? Here it's going a high, a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then you see this is a higher low, right? Now it breaks above this previous lower high and starts forming new highs, which means when it forms new highs after breaking this area, it's going to tell us that we're going to actually start moving in the upwards direction. So that's how you predict the movements of these trends. And now you can obviously see a lot better how these markets move in these directions, right? They move in these directions and you can obviously predict where the markets are going to go. So now you obviously understand candlesticks, you understand how quick trading works, you know the time frames, you know how the trades work, you know the trends, you know how the candlesticks work, you know that we trade on pocket option, and you also know that you should not be greedy, you should not revenge trade, and you should not be risky. You should not be doing martingale and increasing your trade size. Right? You can't be doing that. You can't be increasing your trade size. You have to stick to one amount. And normally that one amount should just be 1% of your account balance. So if you have $1,000 account, you should be doing $10 trades, right? For a $1,000 account, you should be doing $10 trades. Right. That's everything for quick trading. Now let's break down everything that goes on inside of the trading community. So here, obviously, it's for quick trading. So what I've just broken down, we obviously have more advanced strategies. These are literally just the fundamentals and the very, very, very basic stuff as to how quick trading works. But inside of the community, we've got 18 hours of a program in here. I also post daily lessons, which I started 5 days ago, which you can see over here. There's also a second course which I'll be working on. On top of that, we also have weekly calls between the mentors, the guys who make over 500,000 Rand. Where they break down their live trades on a lifetime call, as well as educational calls where they teach something. I'm also about to hop on one right now in 4 minutes. Then we also have Q&A calls split between the mentors and the students. The mentors and me. So if we go to calendar here, you'll be able to see that I'm about to take an educational call. Tomorrow I'll do a Q&A call, and then on Sunday I'm going to show my live trades. Then next week Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be ran by the mentors, the guys who make over 500,000 Rand, a million Rand, like $50,000, etc. And they will obviously take the educational call here, the Q&A call here, and then show their live trades. On top of that, we also inside have market state notes, So over here, it obviously shows the best times to trade today, right? So today, the best times to trade was literally when I was trading here, close to around 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Also, on top of that, we have some tools like the quick trading checklist over here, as well as the sessions calculator. So the checklist just breaks down every single thing that you need to follow. So I'm not going to go into it so that because you can't really, I don't want you to see it unless you join. But this is pretty much the whole strategy that I teach in here and everything you need to follow in order to make money. And then obviously we have the trading calculator, which breaks down exactly what your target should be, how much you should aim for, how much you should stop at, if you do lose, and then pretty much all the metrics like how your session is looking on a daily basis. And if you wanted to end the session, you can end it here, and then it actually logs your daily profits into there. That's pretty much everything inside. And then guys, please make sure to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and that you look at the link in my bio and that you click here so that you can join the free WhatsApp community, right? The free quick trading community is going to take you to a page like this where you can then obviously join our free WhatsApp group. You're just going to join here. Or if you want to start trading today, you can obviously just start and say here, start quick trading with me, and that's going to take you to our community over here, which is literally what I was just breaking down over here. Also, a little shortcut is on the videos, you can just go over here and then say click to join my community of traders, and then this will also take you to the link tree where you can either join the free WhatsApp group over here, going through this once again, or by just joining the community over here. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this lesson, and I hope you understand how quick trading works a lot better. Cheers, have a great day, and stay safe.